All right, guys, we are going to get ready for the agent session. Now, I have this kind of marked up here. What I normally like to do is check out the 4 hour, right? We are getting, let me just mark this up here. This is the all time high now. Okay. I have my yellow trend lines here, or my yellow support and resistance lines right now. Just on the daily time frame, just get an idea of if these levels get hit or broken, daily highs, things like that. It's going to be doubled here. And then I usually have a purple line to act as my 4 hour support and resistance, right? So the current 4 hours there. Okay. So what do I do in terms of taking trades? This is what I'm looking for. Okay. On the screen, you'll see a lot that's going on. I have various indicators here and all that stuff. If you guys really want to know and understand how I use these, it does sway a lot of my decisions. A lot of people like to use price action. I'm like, guys, lately on gold, price action for me in terms of how I read it, it doesn't make sense on the sells, right? And I want to show you. If we go on the 1 hour time frame, if you trade on the 1 hour time frame on gold, right? You might be thinking, okay, you know what? This entire area here, right, is a consolidation area, right? A lot of you guys would think that. But just take a look at the entire range. We're talking about 4,367 to down to 4,268. We're almost talking about like a 1,000 pip range here. Is that really a range? I don't know if you guys been around when we were trading on 200 pip movement days. That's $20. That's $20 as a movement on gold, right? So lately, if you're trying to trade on price action, you got to move on the smaller time frame just to see the entire move, at least for me. Now, some of you guys might be able to catch these moves, right? Oh, hold on here. Just change my mic a little bit, right? But this, you might have been trying to, sell the top and everything, or trying to catch some type of confirmation. I don't care how you are trying to trade gold on the shorts. I'm telling you this right now, shorting gold is so risky because it's against the overall trend. We understand that gold can crash anytime because of one little thing. And I'm going to show you guys this article that I was reading about, okay? The article, where are you? Let's see here. I thought I saved it as a bookmark. Let's save it now. All right. So the article that I found interesting, which if you read any commodities book back since 2008, you'll see that it's playing out right now. I think it's called the Hunt Brothers. Where are you? Where's the article here? Bum, bum, bum. No. Where'd it go? Discussing about the silver move. The crazy astronomical move. This is the article right here, okay? So that's the link. You guys want to read it, that's fine. But what this article is pretty much summarizing is that the CME action forced deleveraging in the futures market, resulting in silver falling by nearly 30% over a few weeks. So when the Hunts brother used leverage in order to push prices, because it's heavy speculation, they were talking about industrial use and everything, and they saw that JP Morgan and all the banks were suppressing silver prices so much that they decided to try and push silver markets or the silver price to a breaking point. Kind of like what's that big European investor that nearly broke the Bank of England and actually won. He single-handedly won that trade and broke the Bank of England. And I think it was he either bet against the euro or bet with it or with the pound. I forget the story. There's so many things that I read. I can't keep a lot of these small little details or the small little facts correct, but I understand the essence of what they're saying. And this is what's happening here. That you have someone that's trying to force the hand of the people that are controlling the pricing on silver. They use leverage. They try to push it beyond a price point that hopefully you get like a short squeeze. But nope. What CME did is that a lot of you guys are trading gold and silver, or you're trading commodities. You understand that all you guys are trading is trading on leverage, right? Doesn't matter what it is. If it's CFDs, yes, you don't technically own it. You're literally betting on the price movement and the price action. But when margins changes on there, your broker is going to have to change the margin requirement on your accounts, even though you're trading on CFDs. So what that means is that for every, let's just go with, for every $1,000 that's in your account, your broker is allowed to give you a certain amount of leverage, which is, we'll give you a 10-to-1 ratio if you're trading stocks, which means you have $1,000, they're going to give you $10,000 to trade on stocks. If you're trading commodities, they're like, we'll give you a 30-to-1 leverage, meaning they're going to give you, for every 1,000, they're going to give you 30 grand to trade when it comes to commodities. Did I say commodities? Yeah. So that is what leverage is, but that has to come from places like, oh, if you want to offer, metals or commodities on your platform, you got to follow our margin requirements and everything. And if we make any changes and all that stuff, we're going to have to make that change on you, the broker. And the broker is going to pass on that on to you. I don't know if you guys have seen those emails from your brokers when it comes to high volume events that they change margin requirements and they give you less than 24 hours to either reduce your positions or add more capital to the account. And it's like, who's going to react that quickly? Let's say your account's fully maxed out on leverage, even though you're in the right, like you're in the right side of that trade, and they send you this email in order to change the capital requirements for some of the instruments that you're trading on. It's unfair, right? But the markets move so fast. So what happened here with the silver, with the Hunts brothers, is that they leveraged up to $1 billion of silver contracts, right? And they were in the green. But CME, they see all these trades, they see all the open contracts and everything, and they decided to say that, you know what, we're going to ask you to add another 10%, if I remember, 10% more capital requirements. So meaning if you have $1 billion of open contracts, that's even if you're in the green, you have to either come up with $100 million to satisfy the margin requirements, or you got to sell enough to be below that threshold. Now, imagine selling $100 million of silver contracts just for the Hunts brothers alone. Imagine how many other people are involved when it comes to being completely leveraged up with silver. You may not be maxed on the leverage and everything. You might have you might be only 50% margin and everything. But now the movement against you, if silver would to correct by other people have to sell and it corrects, now you're a part of that risk. Your account is at risk of being margin called, right? Even though you're up, because it was a huge domino effect that happened. And that's why you saw a huge correction of 30% based on this article, right? And this is what's happening right now based on gold, right? We have no idea how much leveraged money is in this entire run right here. This is what scares me, okay? I'm great for the people that hold gold, the physical silver and gold. I am loving it because you're sitting on real gains. It doesn't matter if gold crashes to zero. It doesn't matter if gold runs to a 10,000. Your physical gold or silver, it's not going anywhere. But for us traders and everything, this is very dangerous. And that's why this entire run from Sunday, the minute the Australian market opened, gold was on a rampage. It was on a tear. It just kept going. I did not expect it to create the all-time highs during the Asian market. Was not expecting that. It just kept going. And here you are trying to think, okay, you know what? This can't go up forever, right? It has to pull back. So you're trying to either, a lot of these traders I'm seeing on these channels, they're trying to I guess, catch the top and hopefully catch a correction. But you are waiting for a long time, right? Based on my indicators here, right? The orange line is like the combination of the stochastics, and then you have the green line here is my RSI, and It's just easier to see it on one chart. It's a little bit cleaner to see. And I have these zones in here that if it goes above these zones, it's an area of interest. You should start looking at the charts. That's how I view this indicator. Okay, and it works on all the time frames, right? 5 minutes, 15, 30, and 1 hour, right? And then I have my Ichimoku cloud just to give me an idea of how thick the resistance of pricing is developing, right? So for example, this cloud right here is starting to get really big, right? If price were to ever reverse, it would have to go through several pricing layers or pricing points just to give it some like, hold on, let me just turn this off here. Yeah, just to give it confirmation that we're in the short. But this is gold. Any sort of short position on gold is quick. You gotta, usually when gold goes on a short position, it doesn't last long because people are just, I guess, recapitalizing their accounts and everything and continue to push gold even further. Because if you look on the daily chart, gold, like 2025 was supposed to shape up as a craziest rally and the craziest decline in 1 year, but it's going to end out the year with a massive gain. I think it was like, I think we're totally up to about 70% based on today's close. Yeah, let's see here. So from almost 2,000 to, no, not 2,000, sorry. So it's around 2,500-ish, 2,600 to $4,500. Okay. If it hits $5,200, then we're at 100% gain on gold. And it's looking really disgusting. So all my trading methodology right now is that anytime there's a good pullback on gold, this is what we're going to be looking for, or this is what I'm going to be looking for. Oops. Let's see here. What I'm going to be looking for is this area. If it goes down there, I'm looking to take a buy. So let me just highlight this areas. If it happens to go back down to here, right? I'm looking for a buy. Let's add a text in here so it's a little bit easier for you guys. All right. So this is what we're going to be looking for. A buy zone here. And then maybe another buy zone here. We're going to change that. I wonder how I keep this on top. Let's lock it. Let's lock this. Lock these. Okay. It's a little messy and everything. I'm just trying to draft up really quickly. Now, this buy zone, okay, I'm going to be in and out of my trades. So you guys want to entertain taking the same trades and everything is at your own risk. I do get in and out. I am just scalping. Now, if I happen to be doing an overnight trade where I'm going to be going to bed and it happens to be in a zone, like for example here, where it happens to be in a buy zone, I'll probably take one position. I will not have a stop loss because for my account size, you guys can see on the screen right there, we're coming close to 10,000. I'm going to be playing with a 0.05 lot if I'm going to be holding something overnight and not having a stop loss, because for gold to correct, if gold were to go down $1,000, which is 10,000 pips on a 0.05 lot, that's 50 cents a pip. We're looking at $5,000. It would take $1,000 drop on gold just to wipe out half of my account, right? But usually the 0.05 is low enough for me to average in case it goes against me when I'm actually awake and looking at the charts, to average in to pretty much make my worst position just a small enough of a loss for me to get out of that position. So that's my trading methodology of like the 0.05 lot for me. I might actually go even lower now that I'm getting closer to the the $10,000 or $11,000 threshold. Like the goal for me is to get this account to $50,000. It was a crazy run that I had here, but once I get to maybe $15,000, $20,000, I might start setting like daily goals or weekly goals of like actually spending the earnings. So I don't know. I might put up a target of like maybe like an iPhone or a Samsung or electronics, maybe a Samsung Odyssey new screen because I've been looking at that. So I might put that up there, and maybe I can start showing some unboxing event of maybe of spending my earnings. I don't know yet, but for now we're gonna be watching for gold. What I'm gonna be looking for at the Japanese Open, which is around 8, or the Australian market, which is at 6. If this goes parabolic, like if it starts to shoot down really quick, I'm catching those buys. Okay. If that happens, I'll probably check to see if the CME made some changes with the margin requirements and starting to trigger a lot of margin calls. That's why all this thing is like tanking like crazy. But if I don't see any of those news, I'm blindly going in to buy because that is just being irrational, like selling on gold when you have this major run up. This entire run does not make sense, right? You have JP Morgan. Pretty much, they are net buyers. All their trading activities that they do as a bank, they are now a net buyer of silver, which translates to a positive net buying of gold. You have all the central banks that are buying a hell of a lot of gold because they're getting ready to, I guess, pump their currency or have some type of financial backing with their currency. Who knows? But you would be crazy to be selling gold and holding a gold sell overnight. Unless you managed to get the top here and you've managed to figure out that was the top and you held it all the way down here for like a 700 pip move and you haven't closed out, you're insane to not be closing out. The whole point of us is to be trading and like not be doing like long-term swing trading here on gold unless you're on the buy side, because you would have cashed this entire run and everything. But oh man, if you're holding a swing trade on gold and you are using margin, the swap fees alone will be eating into your profits depending on the size of that trade. So that's why I don't like to swing for too long, because as you start to factor in the swap fees of you holding that position, it starts to eat away at your profits. And sometimes these, like this crazy pullback that happened here, might have just, wiped out maybe 10%, 20% of this entire gain if you were scaling out properly. I don't know. So let's see here. So we got quite some time as to what's going on. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be checking out some real estate here. If you guys want to care to take a look. Oh no. No. Come on, man. Okay, so a lot of you guys don't know, but I'm going to show you something. If I can get my mic up here. So this house here, it's a duplex, $115,000. You'll see how much this price has come down. Let me just give you the the history of the price here. So originally listed for back in February of this year for $160,000. Okay. I was already busy with my triplex and everything, so I wasn't really looking at this deal at the time. But $160,000 for a duplex. Now, for us, foreign nationals, in terms of investing in the real estate, especially out here in Cleveland, at the moment, a good, decent price is $50,000 per door. That has to be a minimum of 2 bedrooms, right? Them asking $160,000 with the condition that it's in right now. Okay, you see this? This is not like cosmetic or light cosmetic. You got to replace everything, right? The wood here is it's rotted. So much moisture and everything. You got to replace all that, right? Flooring. You want to go with 99-cent flooring or $1.50 flooring? Those are laminate. It's cardboard. Why even bother, right? So this is what they're asking for $160,000, and you still got to put in the work. The average price when it's fully done up in terms of a work is going to be around just under $100,000 per unit per door. So after all said and done, this property is going to be worth $200,000 if you put in the actual work. So there's really not much equity or meat on the bone for anyone to come in and pay for $160,000, right? That alone, the work you saw there is minimum 40 grand just to get it up to where it needs to be in a rentable condition, 40 grand. So I was watching it. I was like, yeah, of course you're not going to get any offers, right? So they tried to be a little cheeky here, just cutting $500 off the price. So just so that it refreshes the MLS listing. They realized that didn't work. So then they did a somewhat of a drop here. Then they get an offer, didn't go through. I wonder why. There must be a lot of work. Then they drop it again. They kept on dropping the price, right? They held it. Then they get another offer. That fell through. Then they dropped the price again. Then they dropped the price again. And then again. And then again. So from $160,000, they dropped down to 115 grand. If you are a person that lives in Cleveland and you have access to all the loan programs down there, this is a great deal for you because you can cash out refinance of up to 85%, right? Some of them might even go up to 90%, depending on who you're talking to as a broker. So these numbers will work for you. But for a guy like me that's a foreign national, I have to play the game of 65% loan to value. And for you guys that don't know what loan to value is, I want to give you an idea of how much a bank is allowed to take a risk by giving you a loan of making a purchase of a home. If you're looking at a home and the property is actually worth $100,000, meaning the appraisal comes back and it's actually valued at $100,000, up here in Canada, we are allowed to work with banks as long as you're first-time home buyers. They're willing to give you up to 95% of the value of the home as a loan while you only come up with 5% down. So in this example, 5 grand, I got to show up to the lawyer's office and everything, plus closing costs and everything, and the bank will fund the rest, 95%. But for us, foreign nationals coming down to Cleveland with the current access of lending I have right now, it's just 65%, meaning I have to come up with 35 grand and the bank will lend me 65,000 or 65% to close on this deal, right? But anyways, for you locals down there in Cleveland, this is a very, very good property to be considering. Oh, wait, they even tried to sell this in 2024 for $170,000. Oh, $185,000. Oh, man, this guy's insane. Oh, never mind. We're talking about a $70,000 drop from their first expectation. This realtor is messed. Yeah, so I'm gonna mute myself here just to do what I'm doing here. Just waiting for the market to open, guys.
Listen, and listen hard. Right now, there's a company that's quietly remade itself from a mortgage and student loan darling into a full-blown financial super app. And they announced it as infrastructure not just for themselves, but as white label rails for other banks and fintechs. This is not marketing fluff. This is SoFi building an on-ramp and settlement layer for instant, cheap money movement on public blockchains. It's a real infrastructure play. At the same time, SoFi has rebooted and scaled crypto trading for consumers, rolled out deeper options capabilities. Yes.
Raise now, build faster, own the rails. The market punished the stock transiently for the short. On January 26, 2024, a family of 5, a father, a mother, their 20-year-old son, and 2 young children under the age of 5, were living a normal day inside their home on 94th Avenue Northwest in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, completely unaware of what was coming their way. As a navy blue Nissan Altima pulled up outside, and 3 suspects stepped out, 2 of them dressed in UPS-style uniforms, pretending to be delivery workers while secretly planning a robbery, a plan that would, within minutes, explode into a brutal encounter that would shock the entire community.
Our coverage is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. A crash, a fall, a serious injury that changes everything. If it wasn't your fault, why should you settle for less? Insurance companies often push low offers, quick checks that barely cover the now to see if you have a case.
And has never been seen by the public before. One of the victims steps out, apparently completely unaware the delivery is a setup. The home security camera captures the third suspect come up the driveway after he's waved in by the other men. Leaving the line open so dispatchers could hear what was happening as the chaos unfolded.
Okay, ow! Ow! Okay. I will give you whatever you want. Okay, let's come on. Oh my God. I'm getting up. Go get it. It's right here. Get it. Open it. No, please don't. That's all that we have. That's all we have. Okay. Ow! That's all we have. Oh my God! It's all we have. Oh my God! Oh my God! No! That's all we have.
In the entryway of the home, Mercy, one of the intruders, turns on the father, 39-year-old Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and a single shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
Where are my babies? Where are my babies? Where are my babies? Where are my babies?
The terrifying footage continues as the intruders turn their violence toward the mother and her 20-year-old son, all while the 2 young children are still in the home. The victims are later identified as 42-year-old Shannon Patricia Youngworth and her son, 20-year-old Jorge Alexander Reyes Youngworth, leaving the 2 young children in a state of unimaginable trauma. The intruders rushed to destroy evidence before fleeing the scene, unaware that nearly every moment of their crime had already been captured on camera. Meanwhile, inside the home, a heartbreaking act of bravery unfolds. The older child, despite being just a toddler himself, pulls his little sibling away, shielding them from the sight of their mother on the floor. A moment of pure innocence and instinct, leaving investigators and everyone who later watched this footage stunned. Just minutes later, officers arrive at the house after being dispatched to the 911 call placed by the mother, unaware of what they are about to walk into.
Police department! Yep, I think they're dead. Come here, there's another kid. Come here, buddy. Do you see his diaper? See on the ground. I can't see past it. Yep. Stay with the kid for now. We're gonna. Candies, come on, come here. Come here. Come here, bud.
The house was immediately secured, and investigators began meticulously collecting evidence, including physical items and surveillance footage from cameras throughout the home, in an effort to identify the perpetrators. The navy blue Nissan Altima was traced to 39-year-old Alonzo Pierre Mingo, who was arrested later that day after being spotted leaving his Fridley residence. Further investigation, including home surveillance, DNA evidence, and cell phone records, led law enforcement to the two other suspects, brothers Omari Malik Shumpert and Demetrius Trenton Shumpert, both of whom were arrested shortly thereafter. All the evidence, from security footage to forensic and digital data, pointed directly to the Shumpert brothers, who had tried to cover their faces, leading straight to the interrogations.
Do you know the incident I'm talking about?
No.
So you have no idea?
I know that somebody got locked up.
Who got locked up?
Somebody, there's a name that you're saying.
Who got locked up?
The name that you're saying. You said somebody's name Alonzo or something like that.
Okay. And you know Alonzo?
Yeah, a little bit. I know of him.
Okay. You know more just of him, right? He has somewhat of the same level of respect, right?
Yeah, but
we do
like you said, way back, like basically like friends, anything like that? No.
Not friends.
No.
Right. But you know.
See, I was sitting in the car.
No, you sit in the car. The third person sitting in the car. You with him?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who that was. Who that was with no mask on, but it showed it wasn't me. You didn't ask me where was I at, or was I somewhere else, or was nothing.
I know where you were. And then I'll follow up on that.
You know I was there already, right? Is that what you said?
I do. But if you're saying you're somewhere else, you tell me where you were, who you talked to, and I'll follow up with them and rule you out. That's all me. Fair, right?
That's crazy. You say on the 13th?
The 26th. January 26th.
I know I wasn't there. I wasn't at nobody else. I wasn't at nobody's house.
Okay. Yeah. This is Mount. You said it?
Oh, I said.
Oh, that.
I'm not gonna say.
I can prove that you're there.
26. Am I?
If you want. Just so you know.
Of first-degree murder, upgrading their initial charges of second-degree murder. Alonzo Pierre Mingo, identified as the alleged gunman, was found guilty by a jury on multiple counts, including 4 counts of first-degree murder. In September 2025, Mingo was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Demetrius Trenton Shumpert, who participated as an accomplice in the robbery, was indicted on 6 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecutors sought an aggravated sentence against him, citing the particularly cruel treatment of the victims, the involvement of 3 or more active participants, and the fact that the crime occurred in the presence of 2 minor children. On November 20th, 2025, Demetrius Shumpert was found guilty on all counts of first-degree murder and faces the same mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole when he is sentenced in January of 2026. The third co-defendant, Omari Malik Shumpert, was convicted in December 2025 on 5 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of second-degree murder.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, no. Did it already move? That was barely ever... All right. Let's see. Hmm. Oh no. You know, I think it's going to test out that all-time highs here. We're going to be taking some buys here. Yeah. Let's see here. Measure. What was that item? Is it measure? No. So we're pretty much here. We're going to have a pretty big stop loss. We're going to try and see if it hits here. What was my price point on this? 44.89. Yeah, that's roughly where it was. Okay. We're in some buys. Yeah, we're going to average down some more. Same target. Yeah. Remember, these are just 0.05 lot trades. Yep. Let's see here. We're going to change it like that a little bit. Yeah. Our trades pretty much went positive. But we're going to see if it's going to keep going from here, guys. Let's zoom in some more. You know what? Volume's not there. I'm going to be closing out. It's not moving as quickly as I thought it would. Oh, look at that. It's still going. Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave that there to see how it turns out, but I'm just going to be waiting for it to pull back a little bit more before I can enter in.
Okay, this guy, E equals MC squared.
Albert Einstein.
Yes, that is correct.
Wait, easy. Hello.
Oh, okay, this is the Terminator.
Oh, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Okay, we got. My man talking about. Are you talking to me?
Oh,
Are you talking to me?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. All right, this person pretend to be straight, but he's really gay.
Me.
He is. Excuse me. He's living La Vida Loca.
Me.
It's.
No. Oh, God.
He's a Latin pop star.
I'm not a Latin pop star.
No, you're not. It's not you. He bangs.
Oh, Ricky Martin.
That is correct.
I wrote that one too.
Now, what did you do to your ex-husband that led to that relationship ending?
I probably withdrew love from him. But he hurts me.
And you hurt him.
Yeah, I guess I do. He doesn't seem like he cares, though. It doesn't even seem like it affects him.
Of course he doesn't. Same strategy you use. He's just better at it. Because he's a man. He has no one to talk to about it, so he won't.
He doesn't talk about anything.
He's a man.
Click, 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 click. I can't believe it. This happens a lot, guys. Yeah, I can't believe what's going on here, guys. Man, just getting used to the streaming and all that stuff. Like it. Yeah, I can't believe what's going on here, guys. Hopefully, I can get better at this. But man, we're gonna see. I can't believe I closed out of my positions. You guys seeing this? It's actually going to retest the all-time highs. Back-to-back days of retesting all-time highs. This is insane. I have a feeling that gold is going to double in 2026. You know what? Let's just see the debt clock. Hold on here. All right, U.S. debt clock. Oh, they changed the format. Wow, they include everybody's. Oh, wow, they have changed the formatting on this. Huh? What? They made this into an app? Production. Hold on here. Yeah, here it is. This is what I was looking for. The dollar to gold ratio. So in order for gold to cover all the US debt or the dollar debt right now, gold will have to be trading at $9,792. That's a little weird. I remember this number being a lot higher. 9,000. Yeah, gold needs to double from here. So I got to figure out how they're deriving this number. But yeah, there's a little bit of room on gold here. Okay, it looks like it's actually going to run to 4,500. So I want to take some buys just to see if it hits there. Boom, 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 boom. Not going to be able to resize this up, but it's somewhere like right here on that candle. Oh, yeah. Is it going to go test it? 4,500? Is it really testing right now, boys and girls? Boys and girls. Oh, man. Oh, no. Let's keep adding. Yeah. No. You know, I want to remove this. How do I delete the stop loss? There we go. What? Oh, I gotta... Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm scalping, FYI. Like, if it happens to run to 4,500, like when I'm not looking everything, I'm hoping it'll close out, but I'm gonna be manually closing these out if I see $50. Oh, let's keep adding. Okay, I think I'm good. How many positions I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're looking at 0.4 lot total of a trade on this right now. I gotta save some of that in case if it pulls back too hard on me. Oh. Come on, $50. I need the $50. Ooh, not good. Let's run it. There we go. Add another position. We're at 0.45 now. Am I going to take this loss? Ooh. All right. I guess it's not. I guess going to make a double top. Now we're at 0.5 position here, 0.5 lot. All right. 0.45. No, 0.5, sorry. 0.5. It's going to be a very hard averaging it right now. Ooh. Ooh, boy. .55. The channel still holding. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Rationale is that, like, if they really want to take this down and they need to get the liquidity in order to push it down, they're going to probably do like a liquidity sweep up here. So grab some stop losses here in order to push it down. That's right. Remove these stop losses, man. Looking pretty tough right now. This may not hold, actually. That might have formed a double top here. It might be able to bounce from here, but don't know if that channel is going to hold. Keep pushing. 30 minutes looking still bullish. Oh, yeah, keep pushing. See, this is what I mean when it comes to averaging in. Like, if I was just held my original positions and everything, I'll still be waiting for it to come completely up. But for my positions up here, if I just wait for it to come right back to my first entries and everything, I could probably exit out with a small profit. I know it's a terrible way of trading everything because it's like you're not really capturing the big wins. But again, it's been working for me lately. So hopefully today it turns out to be a win for the session. Not so good. I might need it to average in more. I'm not liking those 5-minute wicks. Come on, gold. You have the trend is your friend. You have everybody is on holidays. Everything's on automated trading right now. So hopefully the bots or the algorithm is going to be blessing us with the bull buys. Bum, 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 bum. adding more. What is the 30-minute looking like? A little bit of a top wick for it to fill. Still bullish. I'll go to the washer. Oh, what's going on here? Did I miss my exit? Oh, closing. Not bad. Oh, it's still going, guys. Oh, wow. Right back to my entry. Well, that was that. Probably going to be trading this off of my, off of my app. Oh my God, it's still going. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully I can do a little bit longer of a stream, because usually during the 8 o'clock Nikkei open, it's going to get pretty hectic. And I'm seeing that gold is going to get violently volatile going into the new year of where the price point it's at. So anyways, until then, guys, I'm checking out.